In case I don't see you, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. Hey up guys, so I'm currently into like day 19 of self-isolation, and being cooped up in my flat weirdly inspired me to watch Peter Weir's The Truman Show. For those of you unfamiliar with The Truman Show, the plot revolves around Truman Burbank, who's played in this film by Jim Carrey. And I say plot, but really the whole world kind of revolves around Truman, because Truman is the star of his own reality TV show. Only thing is, he doesn't know it. As a baby, he was adopted by this corporation, and he was raised in this ginormous TV studio, which is made to look like this town called Sea Haven. Everything around him is constructed to look like the real world. However, everyone that populates this world is an actor, including his own mother, who's played by Holland Taylor, his best friend Marlon, who's played by Emmerich, and even his wife Meryl, who's played by Linney. Thousands of hidden cameras record his every move, and it's broadcasted live to the world 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Everything in Truman's life is constructed by the executive producer of the show, Christof, who's played in this film by Ed Harris. But just before Truman's 30th birthday, he starts noticing odd occurrences, suspicious circumstances, and he begins to puzzle things out. The script for The Truman Show was written by Andrew Niccol, and for many people, myself included, consider it to be a film that was way ahead of its time. In fact, many academic scholars reference The Truman Show as a precursor to the influx of reality TV shows that came in the early 2000s, because The Truman Show was released in 1998, but it can still be felt in more modern-day media satire hits like The Hunger Games and Black Mirror. Not only is The Truman Show a delight to watch, I must have seen it like 4 times now, but it's spooky how much of this movie has actually transpired into the real world and like our obsession with reality TV. I mean, even the President of the United States is a reality TV star. What is up, society? This film also marked a turning point in Jim Carrey's career. I mean, there are flashes of his trademark exuberance here, but it's a remarkably restrained, subdued, and dramatic performance from Carrey, and he's fantastic here. Peter Weir's vision for this film is genius. The whole world of Sea Haven looks like a suburban utopia. It's meant to be an idealized world for Truman to live in, so he feels safe, secure, and never wants to leave. However, there's something about Sea Haven that's a little too squeaky clean. The neo-Victorian houses, the white picket fences, the perfectly trimmed hedges and mowed lawns, the immaculately clean streets, the gorgeous weather, and the relentlessly cheerful inhabitants. It's got the whole Stepford Wives and Norman Rockwell painting aesthetic about it. Lots of bland pastel colors and beige tones. Everything looks like it's just mass-produced and came straight out of a catalogue. Everything conforms to the vision of the world that Christof wants to present to Truman, so there's no real sense of individuality apart from Truman himself. That's the thing about this world. It looks like ours, but it feels a little off because it's almost too perfect. Really, it's the imperfections that make things feel human. And it's why the little details of this film provide some of the funniest moments, because it reminds you that everything about this world is fake. Like the travel agent that comes fresh out of the makeup chair, clueless extras not knowing what to do when Truman veers off from the constructed narrative, or the blatant product placement which is forced into every interaction that Truman has. Even the costumes in this film look like costumes you would expect to see in a TV show or a movie. There's a great scene where Truman gets on a bus and it's just got this colourful cast of characters like 2 nuns and a soldier, and what they're wearing really looks like a costume, not a uniform per se. Like I said, the devil really is in the details. The cinematography, like the fisheye lenses and the hidden cameras, give you that feeling that you're observing Truman. And what's also great about The Truman Show is that it presents a riveting ethical debate to the viewer. There's a great scene between Christof and Sylvia which debates 2 different vantage points, and it feels quite balanced. Neither of them feels incorrect. We do live in a world which is violent, cruel, and painful, and Christof argues that the world that he's constructed for Truman to inhabit is idyllic, quaint, and safe. To a lot of viewers, Truman seems to have the perfect life, the very embodiment of American bliss and the American dream. But on the flip side of the argument, Sylvia sees the world of Sea Haven as one giant zoo, and Truman is just a star attraction. He's a performing monkey who doesn't know he's performing, and he's unaware of his surroundings' true intentions. Every time I watch The Truman Show, it gets me thinking deeply about the ideas that it presents, like how free will could just be an illusion. There have been times where I've stopped in a crowded park, looked around and thought to myself, what if I'm just a character in some benevolent presence Sims game, and every choice that I make is predetermined by this omnipotent presence just tapping on a remote control? Whoa, that is deep stuff. Is this real life? Am I in The Matrix? Just realizing now The Matrix came out 1 year after The Truman Show, and yeah, that also presents ideas about fake realities. God, we really were thinking deep during the time of Y2K. But it's true, even the character Christof says,
we accept the reality of the world with which we're presented.
When a film makes me ponder and call into question the very fabric of reality, then you know it's operating on a higher level of intelligence than your average blockbuster. And that's why I love The Truman Show. It's conceptually unique, it's wonderfully realized, visually speaking, it's intricately detailed and gets you thinking about your own existence. And in a sense, it's a film which feels kind of timeless because it borrows from so many different periods and it kind of looks like something that's postmodern but retrofitted at the same time. But yeah, I absolutely adore this film, so I'm gonna give The Truman Show a score of 10 out of 10. There you go, guys, that was my review of The Truman Show. But as always, it's just one bloke's opinion. I want to hear from you guys. Have you seen The Truman Show? What do you think of it? Do you think it's aged well? What do you think of Jim Carrey's performance? Whatever you think about it, be sure to let your voice be heard in that comment section down below. If you guys like the channel, hit the like button. If you want to subscribe, hit that button. And of course, if you want to follow me on Twitter, Instagram, all those links in the video description down below. And as always, thank you so much for watching, guys. For more things related to movies, TV, and popcorn culture, I'm Luke Airfield, and I'll see you next time.